Excited. Today we got some really good information to cover. I'm super grateful for everybody that signed up. I got all your messages, all your questions about podcasting. I'm so excited that you are making the choice to use your voice, and it doesn't have to just be podcasting. You can use your voice to write posts. You can use your voice to go outside with a bullhorn. You could use your voice in many different fashions or many different platforms. But today we are going to be talking about podcasting specifically. One of my favorite things. I want to tell you this. I am covering podcasts. I'm doing this series on podcasting, not because I'm one of those podcasting aficionados where I'm going to ride this ship all the way down to the ground. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm pro podcasting. Even when it doesn't work, I will never be fighting for the case of podcasting if it did not work. As soon as it stopped working, you ain't going to hear me talk about podcasting. But for right now, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and this is podcasting. So what I am going to do is for this period, I'm going to show you how to monetize your podcast without relying on sponsors. There's a big misconception that you get a podcast, and when you get that podcast, you monetize just like the radio stations. You play ads and you sit back and you collect the money. That, my friends, you're going to hear me say this quite a bit. That's one of the biggest things that I want to get through to you today is that's not the way that it works. I want everybody that's here to know that I don't want you to have to word for word everything that I'm saying. I'm going to send you this recording, and I will also send you my notes and the transcript from this as well, so that you can start incorporating the things that I'm saying into your business if you have one, into your podcast if you have one. These strategies that I'm going to give you today, they are without a shadow of a doubt. You can start using this stuff next week and monetize. That is my promise to you. If you listen to this and you take it and you incorporate it into your business, you'll be able to monetize it. So stay to the end, and I'll drop a link to where you can get that information that I promised. I also want to ensure that while we're on this journey together, if you got some rowdy folks in your background, go and tell them really quick, hey, be quiet. I'm listening to my good buddy, Tony Taylor. He's showing me how to monetize my podcast without sponsors. This is important. Nobody else talks about this stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm paying attention to this, because this right here, the things that I'm going to show you are the same things that are really making a difference in the lives of so many different people. Okay. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Why am I the person that's telling you this? It's not because I'm the most smartest person or I have everything figured out, but I'm telling you this because podcasting, it actually changed my life. If it wasn't for podcasting, I'd still be at work. I'll still be probably working at the fire department and just being miserable without seeing my family every day. But this income from podcasting and the benefits and the opportunities that I've been able to get to this date has become huge. And that's because of podcasting. So the things I'm going to show you, it's not to brag on me or the things that I have. It's not to impress you, but it's to impress upon you the benefits that you can get from podcasts. And so, yeah, again, I'm Tony Taylor, the host of Leaders Lead the Podcast. We are global top 3 podcasts. That's all over the world. Our podcasts are being listened to. I am a best-selling author, wrote a really cool book about healing and trauma. It was so amazing. That book went bestseller because of my podcast. I own the podcast, me and my wife, Jenny Taylor, we've been able to do some really cool things on social media because of podcasting, and not the podcast blowing up because of social media. That's a big misconception. The podcast actually is steering everything. And I'm going to show you while you're here with me exactly how everything works, right? Something again, we've been able to partner with the Department of Defense, the BBC, Financial Times, Marine Corps Times, American Association of Pet Parents, Thurston Chamber Foundation. Got a sponsorship from Comcast and ADP. They actually were the folks that were paying our rent for our studio, so that was really cool. You're going to hear me talk about partnerships, and instead of sponsorships, how you can benefit from partnerships. That's going to be really cool. Yeah, and these are some of the magazines that we've been able to have our brand on the front cover of, and not because I'm doing a whole bunch of incredible things, speaking or anything like that, but again, it is because of the podcast. Before we go any further, I am going to be referencing some things about my podcast, and if you want an example of some of those things, some of the things that I'm doing, go ahead and take a picture of this and scan it. You don't have to look at it now, but if you're one of those people, even though I asked you to give me your full and undivided attention, I know there's going to be some of y'all that need to be doing something. So if you one of those folks, just take your phone, scan this. You could take a picture of it and then click the button when it'll come up on your phone, and it'll take you to the podcast, and you can subscribe to the podcast on all major platforms. And I want you to take a look at the podcast, not because I just want you to subscribe or I just want you to go and leave a positive review for us. I definitely want you to listen to it and leave a positive review. But I want you to see how I got things set up, the website, the media kit, all of those things that you will need to be put into place when it comes to podcasting. One of the biggest things that I have ever done when it came to not just podcasting, but when it came to my speaking career and everything else that I've did, I've always modeled success, right? Instead of wasting all of that time building stuff, I've always looked, okay, who else is doing this? I'm not going to copy them, but you know what? They got a format that's actually working, and a format that I believe that I can put inside of my business, right? So you're going to go there, you're going to see some stuff that you like, you're going to see some stuff that maybe you don't like, and that's cool. And I'm okay with you copying it. That's why it's there. It's there for you to use as a reference. So even like some of this stuff, this came from the right side. It came from my media kit, something that you would show sponsors if you're still going to be into that kind of stuff when we're done. If you want to show it to potential partners, this kind of stuff is really cool to have. But yeah, so go ahead and scan that, check out the podcast. For this time that we're together, where I'm showing you how you can monetize your podcast and actually make real money instead of relying on sponsors. I'm going to go through this really quick. This is for you if you have real expertise, but your podcast isn't supporting your work, right? If you're one of those folks that you're doing both, you're going to work and you have a podcast, and you just you need to figure out a way to blend the two. This is for you. I want people watching this thing that are experts or something, or have a passion for doing something. This is for you if you want your podcast to lead to someplace else and not just to exist. I know people that are sitting on 400 episodes. They haven't monetized it. They haven't made a dime off of it. They're just doing it. It's not really leading to nothing, right? That's not what you want. That's not where you want for your podcast. And when I talk about monetization, I'm talking about a different type of currency too. I'm not just talking about the money that you're going to get from it. I'm talking about the relationships. I'm talking about the PR aspects. I'm talking about all the things that come with a podcast if you're doing it right. If you're tired of chasing downloads to feel legitimate, this is definitely for you, right? If you want your voice to create leverage and not more effort, this is for you. So if you have a podcast and you are just speaking on your podcast and you're just using your voice and nothing's happening, but you want that voice to make things happen and you don't want to put in more effort than what you're doing, this is for you. If you want your podcast to support what you already do best, like I said in the first place, this is for you. This is not for you if you're obsessed with download counts. That is one of the biggest things that I have seen podcast hosts fail when they start paying attention to those download counts. They go and they buy just so they can feel good, get a little hit, the little dopamine hit. They go and they buy bots